Well, the shooting in Istanbul marks the 5th terror attack in Europe in the past 6 months. 2 of them happening in Germany. The first in Hamburg, when a man attacked and killed a teenager with a knife. Then just before Christmas in Berlin, a large truck plowed through a Christmas market. 12 people were killed and close to 50 were injured. In July, 2 men stormed a church in Normandy, France, taking 5 people hostage and killing a priest. The men, who were later arrested, are said to have carried out the attack in the name of ISIS. The deadliest attack in all of Europe took place in early July when 77 people were killed in Nice, France, when a truck drove through a crowd on Bastille Day. Let's bring in Fox News Middle East and terrorism analyst Walid Phares for some insight. Walid, we thank you for joining us, obviously, on the news, which is devastating. What is your reaction to this particular event, and what do you find unique? And I say that because this is the last attack and this attack where we see he didn't sacrifice himself, he didn't kill himself, and also the fact that he was wearing a holiday costume. What are these signs tell you?
Well, before we get to the assessment, let's note a few important things. Number one, he was precisely wearing a Santa outfit. So were many other security guards in Istanbul. We're just learning that he may have done that because he wanted to thrust through the security circles. Second, he eliminated the security guard at the nightclub before he operates. Thirdly, using an AK-47 automatic machine gun. And then the large number of people he killed, and then he fled. He must have scouted this. My point here is that this is more of a sophisticated person who have been trained to do this stuff, not just an angry person who blasted against the others. Now, Turkey has many enemies. And in the report, we heard that 2 of them at least are suspects. One is ISIS, which has attacked Turkey before, and 2 maybe Kurdish radicals who attacked Turkey before as well.
Let's talk a little bit about the timing. Obviously, we just broke yesterday the UN resolution for a ceasefire in Syria. There's obviously a quagmire in that part of the world. What do you make of the timing?
That's a very good point, because there could be links, we're not sure, but there could be links between the ceasefire that was organized between Russia, by the way, and Turkey, so that there will be zones of influence inside Turkey for these 2 powers, and this attack. So one would start looking at whose interests were harmed by this agreement inside Syria. And you'll find out that it will be ISIS on the one hand, and those Kurdish rebels who are against Turkey, and Turkey is striking them.
Just on the heels of we talk about the assassination of the ambassador in Russia as well. I mean, we've seen a number of attacks in Turkey, and especially in the last couple of weeks. What do you attribute the uptick for?
Well, let's remember that Turkey is involved in the war in Syria. So if it's involved in a war, it's fighting a faction, at least 2 factions in this case. And these factions have capabilities of striking back inside Turkey. But what was mentioned about the fact that this was not a suicide mission could probably help us look at non-jihadi, meaning Kurdish, Marxist, others. But even ISIS has been performing such kind of operations. So now we have to wait and see the name, the affiliation, and the Turks are after this information.
Ambassador John Bolton was on our air just last hour, and he made a comment about the political landscape of Turkey. I want to play it for you and then get your reaction. Take a listen.
Look, Erdogan has taken Turkey far away from its place in the Western orbit. He's abandoned 100 years of Turkish effort to be a secular Western state.
What type of environment has that? And obviously he was referring to the Turkish president there, Erdogan. Political environment is Turkey right now?
Well, there are a lot of criticism in the West and even in the United States here, including Congress, about the fact that the government of Erdogan has shifted from ultra-secularism, secular values, to more of the Islamists, plus the fact that the government has been seen as backing some of the Islamist militias inside Syria. So therefore, Ambassador Bolton believed that if he's going to continue in that direction, Turkey will change from its original culture of the first part of the 20th century, which was one of secularism.
Yeah, they've seen a big shift.
It's a big shift.
Walid Phares, thank you so much for joining us today. Really fascinating insight.
Thank you.
Thank you.